trial. Let's talk about the Derek Chauvin trial. I don't know if you guys have been getting a chance to see the past couple of days. Like I think what would it be like 5 days in? Yeah, the Monday will be day 6. So today was the 5th day of the trial. Wow, this has been an interesting trial for sure. Before I even talk about my opinion on what I've been seeing with the trial, though, I do definitely want to say that I know I've seen some people posting it. Like I think Claire, I think I saw you today posted that you were watching it. You know what I mean, like that. I know people probably have been getting a chance to check it out. But I just want to say, like, when these type of things happen, especially when things happened months ago. Obviously, we know that situation happened on May 25th. That was like literally a good 5-6 months ago now, or even more. We gotta like keep up, bro, because I done been seeing more people talking about Quavo and Saweetie and even the Bad Barbie thing and a lot of other stuff than I've been seeing anybody talk about this trial. And this trial right now is very, very important. Like I don't think people understand how crucial this trial is, especially as far as what we'll see in the future with justice and the situations that what I mean.
Afterwards,
Like
facts.
this shit is important, and I really wish a lot more people would be watching it and posting it and getting involved with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, like back in '95, whatever the fuck it was. Look how crazy black people went over the OJ trial, and OJ didn't do shit to us or for us. You know what I mean? He didn't even care about black people until he needed their back to be the trial, and we supported him all the way. People was outside. It was on it, but I don't see nobody talking about this, and it's really disappointing because this is important. This trial is a lot more important than what happened. So anyway, with that being said, the trial is Monday to Friday. It usually starts at 10:30 a.m. If it's not on CNN, it's on YouTube. You can just search it up. It's always live. They play the court live. Past couple of days have been witness testimonies. Everyone that was there at the scene of the crime, because it was a crime, was for the most part witness. There was a woman that was a off-duty EMT that the police didn't believe. And okay, all right. Now, so before I even get into that, I want to. Sean Burke just said in the chat, it's too much to watch for a lot of people. That is true. I'm not gonna lie about that. There was several times in watching this thing where I was watching even at home by myself, where I was like, yo, I can't. I don't even want to. You know what I mean? Because the trial got to a point where they had to play the situation from each body cam view of each police officer. So we had to watch about 5-6 times in a row the whole ordeal of what happened. And if anybody's, if you hadn't seen it, looking at what George Floyd did or how he acted prior to being apprehended by the police and what happened is even more shows you that what happened was not called for. You get what I'm saying? Back in May when we all first saw this, all we really saw was that video of him being killed. But we didn't get to see everything else. And while, like Sean said, it's hard to watch these things, it's still important that we got to kind of suck it up and watch it, bro, because you got to see. You have to see. Word of mouth doesn't do the justice of anything. Like, it really doesn't. Telephone doesn't do the justice of anything. Social media does not. When you look at the video of what happened and what led up to it really can be a lesson, in a lot of things, on how we treated by the police and how things can escalate up until it gets into the court. But anyway, I'm ranting. But the situation that occurred, and the testimonies that we've been seeing in the last couple of days have been really emotional. They spoken to his girlfriend, that was his girlfriend at the time. They spoke to the 9-year-old girl that was a witness to the crime. They spoke to I believe I told y'all the guy that was trained in mixed martial artists. He went on. The 3 paramedics that responded to the scene went on. And I got to tell y'all, it's not looking good for the defense. It is not. I from what I've seen in the past week watching this, I'd be if Derek Chauvin walks, I'd be shocked at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with what I'm saying, situations like this, bro. Like I remember I was way more in tune. I should definitely be more in tune with this case, but I was way more in tune with the Trayvon Martin case, right? And you know what I'm saying? I remember we was all watching Trayvon Martin case at the time. We were like, yo, this man's really gonna get some time, bro. This is crazy. Like, he gonna go to jail and he ain't getting nothing. Again, so like, my faith in the judicial system and my faith in, you know what I'm saying, the judge, the jury, all of that is, I just have no faith in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I that's why I try and stay away from him.
100%, and I feel that. And but one thing that I can say for sure, and again, this relates into me saying why it's important to watch the court and see how this plays out. The major difference between this and the Trayvon Martin situation or any other thing is the stack of evidence, both visual, audio,
That's facts. That's facts.
eyewitness. It's almost overbearing. It's almost to the point where you're like, there's no way anyone with common sense could say. Today they had on the witness stand the most respected, most decorated law enforcement officer in
The number
Minnesota.
one
He's a
rank. The number
homicide
one rank.
detective.
Yeah, the
Number
number one
one,
rank
35.
officer.
They even asked him on the stand. They said, "Tell us, what is your rank?" I had to say it, but I'm number one. He said, he's been working 35 years. He has homicide experience. He got on the stand and said straight up, what they did to George Floyd was wrong. His knee should not have been on the neck. He said police are not trained to do that. All three EMTs that responded on the scene said that by the time they came on the scene, George Floyd was dead. He had no pulse.
He was already unresponsive.
Unresponsive. In the video itself, you can almost see the moment where he loses his life. You can almost see the moment where he stops breathing.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say, as far as what the officer said to the number one rank officer today, he did mention, like, as far as an officer using aggressive force, where not only they should, reevaluate the situation, especially if the person who's being detained is, one, already in handcuffs, and two, is being unresponsive. Usually they're only supposed to use that much force if they were, feeling for, having to defend for themselves, or if the person that they were trying to detain was, like, maybe trying to put themselves in danger by running out into traffic or something like that, which for the most part,
have you heard, that's what the defense are trying to use? Because first off, the way court works.
Yeah, no, and trust. Yeah, I saw, like, the defense are basically trying to say, like, oh, they did that because they were trying to keep him from running out in traffic, and they realized that he was under the influence, and
not even just
all this
that.
other
The
shit.
main thing they're saying is that the audience, the crowd that came, and they're saying that crowd was so rowdy and so out of control.
That too.
It prevented them from doing their job correctly. That is what the defense is trying to run right now.
And the number one rank officer said that rarely happened.
Straight up. Because and again, if you look at these videos, while everyone in that crowd is they're shouting, they're stating their opinion, they're saying check his pulse, he's dying, you're killing him. None of them are getting out of control. They're not crossing the line. They're not trying to touch the police. Nothing. Most they're doing is recording and screaming. And so looking at that, and then looking at the other thing the defense is trying to use in their defense is that he did not die from being choked to death. He died from a drug overdose.
From cardiac arrest. Yeah, they're saying it's cardiac arrest.
From cardiac arrest from a drug overdose, which, yes, he was on drugs. When you look at the videos from him, from when he was in the store, how he was acting when the police approached him, how he was acting when they sent the kids out to go inform him that he used a fake $20 bill. He was being erratic. He was clearly high. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he wasn't in 100%, but he wasn't about to have no drug overdose. You get what I'm saying? Like, we done all been around people that have been on even hard drugs, and if you're at the point where you're even about to be touching overdose or cardiac arrest, you are not verbal. You are not up moving around. You're not.
And that's my thing. How could you use that as a defense? Like, are you saying I killed him before the drugs killed him? Like, I don't get where the defense
they're
is
saying, because remember now,
he was gonna die anyway.
Yeah, that is exactly it. They're saying that regardless of whether Derek Chauvin's knee was on his neck or not, he later would have died because of that overdose. He would have gotten a cardiac arrest because he was on,
which is straight cap.
Because whenever somebody has an overdose, you're supposed to save them. You're not gonna kill them. You're not gonna be like, okay, you're about to overdose. All right, here you go, and hold their mouth and kill them or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
And
or let them die. You're gonna save them. So,
and the fucked up part about it is exactly that. But while he had his knee on his neck and called for the EMTs, he still got his knee on his neck. Oh, he needs help. Yeah, he needs help. Get the EMTs, and still got his knee on his neck.
If you watch those body cam videos, like I said, you could almost see the exact moment where Floyd loses, because the whole time he's verbal. He's speaking to the people that's in the crowd. He's saying, "I can't breathe." He's screaming out for his mom. He's responding to other people in the crowd, telling him to try to breathe other ways. And there's a moment where he just nothing. He clearly died right underneath y'all's feet. Right. Word. And I believe what happened in this situation was that they noticed he was dead. Right. But they were like, okay, if we stand up right now, it's blatant that he's dead. This whole crowd sees he's dead. To be honest, if you've seen Do the Right Thing, like how they did with Radio Right, it's kind of the same situation. Because it
Yeah.
was like the police knew, like, yo, if the crowd sees that we killed him, it's gonna be a whole nother thing. That's why I believe they kept their knees on him until the ambulance. Because when you look at the video, by the time the ambulance come and they all pick him up, put him on the ground, it's like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all putting a dead body on a fucking in the ambulance truck for? He's dead.
Yeah.
The man's completely lifeless. He was even on the. You can see his elbows hanging off the thing, and they're pushing him in the thing, and he's just like, you know how a dead body moves when it's complete, like you dead. There's no movement. And one of the witnesses, which they spoke to, the kid that sold him the cigarettes with the fake 20, and I, honestly, I feel so bad for that kid because right now, in his mind, this whole situation escalated because of him, and he could have just took the 20. You know what I mean? But the kid even said, interestingly enough, that when I knew he was dead because when I saw them put him in the ambulance car, instead of going straight down Chicago Ave, which everyone knows is the fastest way to the hospital, they went down 38. They went down the other way. They didn't go to the hospital. And the EMT even said they performed what they call a take and go. The scene to them, they said, was too hostile. So they put him in the ambulance and went 2 blocks over to 36th Street and stopped there. And in that amount of time, they tried to resuscitate him. They tried to put a trachea in him. They tried to do, he was dead. He was dead. And what I'm thinking, I feel like at this point was when the police were probably like, yo, this nigga, he cannot be dead. He has to be alive. Like, whatever you do, we cannot bring him to the hospital dead. But as we know, it was too late at that point.
Yeah.
And all this evidence has been coming together in the past couple of days through testimonies, through body cams. And it's really got me feeling like, bro, how could they overturn this? How could there be any other direction than he's guilty? Clay, what you think?
It's just that now, even though there's all the evidence, it's just that now we have to figure out, is there enough evidence where they can determine that it was, manslaughter? But I feel like even with that, I mean, this nigga might not get more than 25 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
and I mean,
I don't think he's not gonna get life.
That's my thing. It's 100% manslaughter. If they call it anything else, bro, it's bullshit, bro. Like, it's 100% manslaughter or murder or murder. But okay,
because don't for manslaughter, don't you have to have? Because this is why I feel like he could beat manslaughter, because he can argue that I did not know. Which we all know is bullshit. But he can argue, I did not intend to kill him. I didn't know George Floyd before that day.
That's manslaughter, though.
I had no reason to want this man dead. He can argue that.
That's manslaughter, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you didn't know, but you still killed him. You know what I'm saying? This is
okay. And so murder is actually when you contemplate it and you
when you actually do it with
so
intention.
I feel like he at least got to definitely at least get manslaughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
now it's the sentencing. What you know what I'm saying should be the issue, because if they give you manslaughter, but you know what I'm saying, give you all these things to make your sentence go all the way down, and you're only getting a slap on the wrist, probation, and a year of jail time, then, bro, that's still not justice served, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think, while I don't think, if he is convicted, I don't think he's going to get anything short of 5 to 10 years. I don't think he'll get anything short of that.
He ain't getting that 25. He ain't getting it.
Yeah, and even if he does get 25, he ain't gonna serve 25. You know what I mean? At most, he'll maybe do like 10.
10, 12.
10, 12 at most, yeah. But my thing is, like, dog, at least it's a start. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we've been seeing a lot of this since Trayvon Martin, which was 2013 or so, or 12, I believe, even, or 2000, maybe even before, like 2011, right? But this is the only thing where I'm like, bro, like, looking at the video, you're like, this is disgusting. This is blatant murder, bro. Yeah. Murder. We've seen videos where police had to kill somebody because he might have reached for something, or they might have thought he was reaching for something, or, look at the Breonna Taylor situation. They thought they had the dope boy's house, so they went in guns blazing. This was a situation where the dude was clearly just a little bit too high for whatever pills he took, and out of his fear and his angst, y'all took it to the next level to kill him. Yeah, when y'all could have simply detained him, put him in the back of a truck, and took him on to the hospital wherever he needed to go to get until he was sobered up. You get what I'm saying? So with this specific situation, I feel like we gotta see some kind of, if niggas don't, if there ain't no real punishment, I hope they set the streets on fire. And I say that, you know what I'm saying, with all in every way possible. I hope they set it on fire because this is ridiculous. That
and
man
and
straight.
and
And what's
and
the
that's
most
what I
disturbing
feel,
thing?
and that's what
Go
I
ahead, go
feel
ahead, go
is
ahead.
coming. I was gonna say that's what I feel is coming because I already know, even with all the evidence, and even though it was a great day for evidence today. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like even with
Right.
all the evidence, bro, it's not going to be something we're going to be satisfied with, and you know what I'm saying.
But let me
Which
ask you this, and let me ask you this as you speaking for the voice of black people like you, what would satisfy? What would you think? Death? Like y'all think y'all want him dead?
no, no, I don't think anybody, regardless of what you've done, deserves the death penalty. If you need to go to jail for life, then you go to prison for life. Excuse me. So I mean, at the very most, I feel like he should get something close to a life sentence. I don't want to say life, but something close to a life sentence. And at the same time, I feel like it should be one of those things that is brought into account for future situations where a cop uses excessive force on a black or dark
Right.
skinned individual. So this way they will think two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine times before they try to do some shit like this again. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's what I hope to get out of it. But
how
we
how
will see.
how I put it from you know what I'm saying, what I believe. So did me? I don't think the cop woke up that morning and said, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna kill somebody today, right?
Yeah,
All right,
that's my thing.
all
I
right.
don't think
So
that
yeah,
was his
yeah. I don't think
intention.
that's the and when he seen George Floyd, I don't think he's like, man, I'm gonna kill
Yeah,
this. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
kill
kill
this
that
nigga.
nigga. I don't
All
think
right,
that was.
no. All right. So when he was on top, like it's I believe he used a lot of police brutality, like his power. He used his power to where
Yeah, and they were trying to get him in the truck, and he was resisting. So they did have to bring him to the floor.
and I believe, like you said, when it comes like training, when it comes to the training of the police for, I believe like all that with him was just all messed up. So I don't think he should do like a life sentence. I'm thinking more like 10 to 15. 10 to 15 because it's manslaughter, bro. It's manslaughter. You killed somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm saying. There has to be punishment,
where your
regardless of how you look at it.
because where your head was at the moment, your knees on this man's neck, and you knowingly know he can't breathe. You know your knees on his neck. You can't not know
And
your
you
knees.
did not, you didn't get up,
You didn't.
even when it
He
took
was
up until the
struggling.
paramedics to come.
Yeah, he was
The one
struggling
of the
for his life.
paramedics had to. One of the paramedics testified that even when he got there, he had to verbally tell Derek Chauvin, "Yo, move off
Yeah,
his neck so
yeah,
I can
get
check
off of
his
him so I
pulse."
could
Yeah,
check him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that's complete like disregard of human life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you
complete.
have to pay for that. You got
I
to pay
think
for that.
what really and when you watch the videos and they're on him and he's dying, he's screaming, "Mama, I can't breathe, help me." There's people in the crowd screaming, "Yo, let him breathe, give him some
Exactly.
air." And the officer Tao, the Asian one, you can hear him saying again, "Don't do drugs, kids. This is don't do drugs, kids."
Exactly.
Like,
Hence
bro,
why I
this
said,
ain't
yeah.
about no. And you could tell in their mind at that moment, that is why George Floyd died. Because to the police at that moment, he was just some strung out nigga on drugs who was resisting arrest. Who
Exactly.
cares? Keep him down until we can get him out of here. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why he died. And again, that's why the behavior and the attitude of people that become police is what needs to be checked.
Exactly.
Because once they got a badge on and they're put in a certain situation, they have this holier than thou attitude. That's like anyone. How you look at a crowd of people and say, "Oh, don't do drugs, kids." That's why this is happening. No, this ain't happening to this man because he's on
He
drugs.
making a
Exactly.
mockery of his own fucking of his own job.
Exactly.
Like
You
he
know
supposed
what
to
I
be
mean?
taking this shit
And that's
seriously.
why I
Shit,
said.
my
So
phone
some
just
people
died.
be like, "Oh, he was racist." I don't think he was racist. I just think he's just his mindset. He has a complete.
I would say he's racist.
He
I'd say
he
he's racist.
probably
He
he.
has a history. They looked up his history. He did other. The cop. I think what they saw. The only other person he had even shot was a black person.
Mhm.
All 90% of his arrests were like black people or something like that. He was definitely a racist cop.
Okay.
Do I think he intended on killing a nigga that day? No. But I do think Derek Chauvin was racist. And I think he was in this neighborhood, that corner they say is very known for this kind of activity. And for you could tell the neighborhood is a hood kind of, hood neighborhood. You could tell he was just in a black neighborhood. He's like, bro, who gives a shit about this guy?
Yeah,
Who gives a
true,
shit
true,
about this
true, true.
neighborhood? Who gives a shit about that's their attitude. That's what it is, bro.
That's
And
fact.
that's what I
Like I
was gonna
said,
say.
go ahead.
I think for him it was more the area because you got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. You got some white people, or not even gonna say just white people, but just other people other than black people that will judge a black person based on how the black person presents themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
if you come across as someone who, is well put together, you doing your
Respect,
thing,
yeah.
where you seem respectful, okay, cool. They'll give you the
Yeah.
respect where it deserves. But when you come off with your pants hanging off your ass and
Yeah,
what I'm
you
saying,
already in the hood and
you look
stuff
a certain
like,
way, then they're gonna
yeah,
judge
and
you like that. And it
yeah.
sucks because you
And
shouldn't judge
plus he was
anyone
already
regardless.
high. He
But
was very, he was
exactly,
like
you know what I'm
very
saying?
erratic. He was, so
Like I said,
it's already
I'm thinking it, like if you say what would we be satisfied off of, I'll be satisfied with a 10 to 15 because like I said,
10 to 15.
you didn't have any regard for human life at the moment. You were abusing your power at the moment. You heard him pleading for help at the, at the moment, and you disregarded it. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to pay for that, bro. If somebody comes in, like in Florida, you got to stand your ground rule.
Right.
If somebody comes in your house, but if they're running out of your house and you shoot them in the back, you're gonna get manslaughter. You're gonna get time for that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like somebody, they could have robbed you or whatever, but you're gonna get time for that. So I believe he needs to pay for what he did. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
that's what I believe.
Yeah, I think he should. Maybe life is a little bit, too harsh. I feel like he at least need to get about 15 to 20, and if he in any type of way gets out in 5 to 10 years, I feel like it should be mandatory for him to go around to different precincts, different police things, and speak to them and talk about his, you know what I'm saying? Like, confront what you did and go, because it's just like when you were a kid and you do whatever, your parents will make you go in front of your cousin or your little brother and say what you did wrong, you know what I'm saying? So everybody making it, he should do that. I feel like they should now use him as the poster boy of what a wrong police officer is, and they should use him to correct that behavior, because you don't want to be Derek Chauvin. That's what it should be. And it should be like, you, Derek Chauvin, if you're not going to be locked up, you should have to be mandatorily, you should go around and speak at wherever it is. I don't know if they do like little seminars or whatever, but explain what happened, why it happened, and what you did wrong, and how you understand what you did wrong. But and again, maybe he doesn't. I'm looking
all
forward
that
to
is
see
cute and dandy, but I need a law placed in order to be satisfied.
Yeah, and that's whole separate. There's a whole other thing of laws that we need to make to even correct this behavior. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this case. I'm looking forward to seeing if he takes a stand and his point of view, because as of right now, all we have is a recording from his body cam of him speaking to someone after the incident, and him saying, "Oh, he's a big guy. We had to take him down." That's all we got from Derek Chauvin right now. He's saying, so I'm interested to see what he's going to say on the stand.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone, like I said, if you can stomach watching the videos and listening to the testimonies, I really, really would hope that everybody would take a chance to at least watch that trial for a day or two. You know what I mean?
But not for nothing, embrace that feeling, because
embrace the feeling, bro.
Maybe
because
yeah,
we need to start taking those feelings and those emotions and doing the right things with them. You get what I'm saying? And really using it, because there's something got to be done. That's all I can say.
Facts.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, embrace the feeling of the fear of it, because everybody's scared, everybody's emotional, of all of that. But embrace it, so this way we know how serious this is. So this way, if you're not satisfied with the results, you know what to say afterwards. You're not going to go based off of he says, she says.
Because, and I'm so glad you said that, because that's like my next fear kind of with this is, boom, they might go, okay, Derek Chauvin walks, he's free, and then everyone's gonna be up in arms. But it's like y'all wasn't even watching it. Y'all wasn't even paying attention or saw what happened as to why he walked or what. You know what I mean?
That's true.
We gotta start following things all the way
Black
through
guys,
if we want to be true to respect. That's all I'm saying. We gotta wrap this up, but we got one more thing to talk about.